This is the LC Media Network, and this is Sports Final, brought to you by the L2C Media Network. Now, with the details from the headlines that makes the world of sports go round, here's Steve, the Baxman Bexley. All right, thank you very much. And once again, gotta move the soul. How you doing, everybody? Welcome. We apologize if last night's show was cut off, but as they say, things happen tonight. That thing is not going to happen. I assure you of that. If something happens with one of our buttons here, don't worry. We will definitely put a part 2 in this. So we're monitoring our little situation with relative ease. Okay, folks, it is time for us to get this little puppy started. We are going to also tackle what happened to Simone Biles. She is out of the Olympics. She went out of the individuals this morning. NBC has had a fun Olympics, so if you think they were fun in Tokyo, wait till Beijing. We don't even know if we're going to field the team in there. So this is going to be a fun. This is going to be hilarious time for NBC. Those make-dos during the Super Bowl are going to be exciting. Anyway, let's get on with it and give you our scoreboard. First of all, sponsored as always, presented as always by Bill Sportsbook, who always says, let's make it interesting, but do so responsibly. Can we turn down that light, guys? Thank you. Ooh, that's nice. A little romantic. No. Oh, that's a bit better. All right, let's take a look at the Cowboys by the number. There we go. Okay, let's get you updated on a whole bunch of scores that have occurred. Can we go just one little click more? Thank you. There we go. Okay. Soft to the touch. Okay, let's go for it here. Ninth inning, Cincinnati Reds about to put a W on it. They lead the Chicago Cubs 8-1, 8-11-0 for the Reds, 1-7-0 for the Cubbies. In fact, they're 1 out away from doing that. Top of the fifth inning, it is the Los Angeles Angels, Colorado Rockies 6-3, 6-6-0 for the Angels, 3-4-0 for the Rockies. In the sixth inning, the defending World Series champion Los Angeles Dodgers are leading the San Francisco Giants 4-0, 4-9-0 for the Dodgers, 0-1 for the Giants. Here's a final score. You won't believe this. Detroit beat the Tigers, beat the Minnesota Twins. The Twins obviously missed a field goal. Final score 17-14, 17-16-1 for the Tigers, 14-15-0 for the Twins. Holland got the win for the Tigers, who had no home runs in this game. Holland's record is 2-2. Happ got the loss. His record is 5-6. The Twins had 7 home runs in this game. 7 of them. Can you dig it? Okay, final scores. Cleveland Indians defeated the St. Louis Cardinals by a score of 7-2, 7-9-0 for the Indians, 2-7-0 for the Cardinals. Plesac won it for the Indians. He's 6-3. Kim, even 6-6. Blue Jays over the Red Sox by a score of 4-1, 4-8-0 for the Blue Jays, 1-5-0 for the Red Sox. The winning pitcher was Ray, a drop of golden sunshine. 9-5 is his record. Richards gets a loss. He's 6-6, and Romano with his 8th save of the season. Houston Astros beat the Seattle Mariners 11-4, 11-15-0 for the Astros, 4-8-1 for the Mariners. Odorizzi gets the win for the Astros. He's 4-5. Kikuchi gets a loss for the Mariners. He's 6-6. Oakland Athletics over the San Diego Padres 10-4. 10-11-0 for the Athletics. 4-8-2 for the Padres. Manea gets the win for the Athletics. He's 8-6. Snell gets a loss for the Padres. He's 4-4. The Orioles, they have a funny way of winning games, and this one was hilarious. 7-8 Marlins. 8-7 Orioles over the Marlins. 8-0 for the Orioles. 7-11-1 for the Marlins. Scott with the win for the Orioles. He's 4-4. Okert for the Marlins gets the loss. He's 0-1. Milwaukee Brewers over the Pittsburgh Pirates. 7-3. 7-12-0 for the Brews. 3-6-0 for the Pirates. Hauser with the win. He's 7-5. Kranick gets a loss. He's 1-2. There you go. New York Mets over the Atlanta Braves 2-1. 2-6-0 for the Mets. 1-9-0 for the Bravos. May was a big winner. He was 4-2 for the Mets. While Fried got the loss, he's 7-7, and Diaz picked up his 23rd save for the Mets. Very good. Final in 10 innings, Yankees over the Tampa Bay Rays, 3-1, 3-7-0 for the Yanks, 1-3-1 for the Rays. Green gets the win for the Yankees. He's 4-5. Fairbanks gets the loss for the Rays. He's 3-4, and Chapman gets his 20th save. Red Sox over the Blue Jays. That's right, Red Sox over the Blue Jays. You gotta love it. In the first game of the 20-nighter, Red Sox defeated the Blue Jays 4-1, 4-11-0 for the Red Sox, 1-5-2 for the Blue Jays. Whitlock, the winner for the Red Sox, he's 4-1. Matt's the loser for the Blue Jays, he's 8-6, and Barnes gets his 23rd save. Arizona Diamondbacks over the Texas Rangers, 3-2, 3-3-0 for the Diamondbacks, 2-6-0 for the Rangers. Bumgarner with the victory for the Diamondbacks, he's 5-6. Martin with the loss, he's 2-3 for the Rangers, and Clippard gets his first save for the season. Final in 10 innings, the Kansas City Royals beat up on the Chicago White Sox 3-2, 3-6-0 for the Royals, 2-5-1 for the White Sox. Barlow, the winner for the Royals, he's 3 up, 3 down, and Burr is the loser. He is 2-1. Nationals and the Phillies didn't even get a chance to play due to inclement weather. That's right. In other words, it was raining. There you go. And I should say that is about it for baseball, but not quite yet because we got some standings to do. That scores the standings. Thank you. Thank you. Let's get to the standings and all the good stuff that is quick to be printed. Yes, indeed. Let's go to the standings. And we got some breaking news we can break as well. So let's kick it over to the regular season. We go to the American League East, where Boston is still the top dog at 63-40. 2.5 games up on Tampa Bay at 60-42, 8.5 up on the New York Yankees at 53-47, 10.5 up on Toronto at 50-48, and 26.5 up of Baltimore at 35-36. and 65. In the AL Central, it's looking a little bit like there's going to be a little battle. White Sox still on top, 60-42. They're 8.5 games on top of Cleveland, who are 50-49. 12 up on Detroit, who are 49-55. 15 up on Kansas City, who are 44-56. And 14 up on Minnesota, who are 43-60. And in the AL West, it's still Houston at 63-40, 6 up on Oakland at 57-46, 8 up on Seattle at 55-48, 11.5 up on the Los Angeles Angels, who are 50-50, and 26.5 up on Texas, who are 36-66. Let's check now the National League, starting with the NL East. New York Mets still top dog, 54-46. Philadelphia in second, 4 games up. Well, the Mets are 4 games up on Philadelphia, who are 50-50. 5 up on Atlanta, who are 50-52. 8 up on Washington, who are 46-54. And 11 up on Miami at 44-58. In the NL Central, it was Milwaukee, still top dog at 16-42. Cincinnati, they're 7 up on Cincinnati, 7.5 up on Cincinnati at 52-49. 9 up on St. Louis at 51-51. 10 up on the Chicago Cubs at 50-52. And 21.5 over Pittsburgh at 38-63. San Francisco still top of the bow wow at 63-37. World Series defending champion Los Angeles Dodgers are, well, they're 3. The San Francisco Giants are 3 up on the defending World Series champion Los Angeles Dodgers at 61-41. 6 up on San Diego at 59-45. Where are we? Yeah, 69-45. Okay. 19.5 up on Colorado at 44-57, and 32.5 up on Arizona at 32-71, which means still Arizona is still the worst team in Major League Baseball this season. We have no countdowns, so everything is groovy, man. How about the wild card race? Well, with Boston in the East, with Houston in the West, and the Chicago White Sox in the Central, the 2 wild card teams are very much going on as ushered out. Okay. Tampa Bay and Oakland still in it. Detroit's making a run for it. So is the LA Angels and Cleveland Cavaliers. All right. Tampa Bay and Oakland in the AL. Wild card race. In the NL, it's San Francisco in the West, Milwaukee in the Central, and New York Mets in the East. LA Dodgers, the World Series defending champion, are still in the race for a wild card, as is San Diego. So it ain't over till it's over. And it's definitely not over. Yay. All right. We'll touch on Simone Biles in just a little bit, hopefully in our second half. Okay, dokie. Man. Okay, let's go to some headlines. While we do, we say hi. The Big 12 commissioner has made an allegation through the broadcast world of collegiate football. Big 12 Commissioner Bob Bowlesby alleges media rights partner ESPN conspired to damage the league by alluring Texas and Oklahoma to the much more lucrative SEC, is detailed in a cease and desist letter sent to the network on Wednesday. Bowlesby also tells CBS Sports that ESPN is actively engaged in the American Athletic Conference to pursue 3 and 5 Big 12 members join the league in suggesting it would be let's see. The letter pursue 3 and 5 Big 12 members join the league, suggesting it will be rewarded with future television proceeds. The letter alleges that ESPN has taken certain actions that are intended to not only harm the 12 conference, but to result in financial benefits for ESPN. Now, the network shares rights with Fox and obviously the Big 12. Bowlesby told CBS Sports that ESPN's actions are equal to torturous interference. Ooh. Here's also more of what Bowlesby said. There are 2 discounts in that government. Okay. Not going to sneeze or snore or anything like that. Heat's getting to me. Bowlesby told CBS Sports that ESPN's actions are equal to torturous interference. Quote, there are 2 documents that govern our members, Bowlesby told CBS Sports. One is the bylines, the other is the grant of rights. The bylines have been... Whoa. Okay. He had it. I have every expectation that Oklahoma and Texas will do whatever they can to not meet their contractual obligations. That's what they've done so far. One of the ways the 2 schools and ESPN will seek to absolve themselves of the obligation is to destabilize the league and cause an implosion of the other 8 members. I am absolutely certain ESPN employees have discussed and provided incentives for at least one conference to raid 3 to 5 members from the Big 12. In doing so, they are prepared to reward them with future television proceeds. If the conference goes away as an entity, Oklahoma and Texas could be relieved from their exit obligations. Those obligations at this time would include the payment of $70 to $80 million, 2 years full revenue per school, and leaving their media rights with the Big 12. Sounds just like. We're just not going to sit still and let somebody who is supposed to be our partner collaborate and disrupt our business. I know with certainty that they are doing it relative to one conference. I suspect they have done the same thing, moving in okay. Let's see. Are we still here? With its flagship brands in Texas and Oklahoma departing the conference, Big 12 is at a crossroads. The letter to ESPN is just the first sign that the conference is gearing up for a legal fight. A little bitter one, I might add. Quote, Big 12 Conference demands that ESPN immediately cease and desist all actions that may harm the conference and its members, and that it not communicate with the Big 12 Conference's existing members or any NC2A conference regarding the Big 12 Conference's members, possible conference realignment, or potential financial incentive of outcomes of related to possible conference realignment. Letter thread. God. So far, so good. My yawning, it's contagious. I know. So is this hairstyle. Here it is. We'll say it one more time. The Big 12 Conference demands that ESPN immediately cease and desist all actions that may harm the conference and its members, and that it not communicate with the Big 12 Conference's existing members or any NCAA conference regarding the Big 12 Conference's members, possible conference alignment, possible conference realignment, or potential financial incentive or other outcomes related to possible conference realignment, the letter reads. ESPN publicly responded by saying, quote, the claims in the letter have no merit, end quote. Both OU and Texas have indicated through legally required, that they are willing to wait until their grant of rights with the Big 12 expires in 2025 to avoid paying hefty exit fees. That's a nice idea. Let's see. They've indicated the grant of rights with the Big 12 expires in 2025 to avoid paying hefty exit fees. However, the school has noted in a joint statement on Monday that both will continue to monitor the rapidly evolving collegiate athletics landscape as they consider how best to position their athletic programs for the future. Wow. That's something wicked. This way comes. Speaking of something wicked, time to do a little cheesy plug, and we do so with rapid succession. Coming up tonight on Lost Blaming the Interwebs with the humble Minnesota attorney, Mr. Nick Rekieta. Tonight, it's a new Sophie Long document, Who is Jake Bellington, and other news. So in other words, they'll keep you up with all the latest news, weather, and sports. Little yawning. Okay, let's get back on some of the tracks. Okay, we're playing Deal or No Deal. The Milwaukee Brewers and Arizona Diamondbacks have agreed on a trade that sends all-star infielder Eduardo Escobar to the Brewers, the team announced tonight. In return, they are... Okay, I think we're a little done with this one. Yep. College football, well, Ohio State has had problems. Their problems don't seem to get easy. That's right. The top-ranked high school football player in the class of 2022 is weighing a major decision that could chart the course for others like him in the future. Amid the changing landscape of college sports, Quinn Ewers, a five-star quarterback committed to Ohio State, told Yahoo Sports he is leaning toward forgetting his senior season to join the Buckeyes ahead of the 2021. There we go. All right. Top-ranked high school football player in the class of 2022 is weighing a major decision that could chart the course for others like him in the future amid the changing landscape of college sports. Quinn Ewers, a five-star quarterback committed to Ohio State, told Yahoo Sports he is leaning towards foregoing his senior season and join the Buckeyes ahead of the 2021 campaign, which will allow him to benefit sooner off his name, image, and likeness. Ewers could earn nearly $1 million over the next year, according to Yahoo, as he already has offers from companies that he would not be able to accept as a high school athlete in Texas. The 6'3" signal caller might not be in position to see the field immediately for the Buckeyes, but that's not certainly with the, more belching. See what it says here. I don't really know. I don't have a final decision made quite yet, Ewers told Yahoo Sports. I'm leaning toward the waiting for lean towards leaving and going up to Ohio just so I don't have to deal with a UIL stuff and can get comfortable with Ohio and Columbus and start to learn. Now, understandably, however, his family expressed uncertainty to Yahoo over whether Ewers skipped his senior season at Powerhouse South Lake, Carroll near Dallas. And I think I'm about to give out. We don't need the money, Ewers told Yahoo Sports. It's just the principle of it. I couldn't agree more. Okay, the Nets are looking for a new member of the coaching staff. When the Brooklyn Nets hired Steve Nash as their coach last offseason, without any full-time coaching experience, they made sure to furnish his staff with ever-loving sleep. Yeah, didn't do much. The most noticeable hire was a coach that Nash knew very, very well. In fact, damn. Feel like repeating this over and over again. Their most notable hire was a coach that Nash knew well, Mike D'Antoni. Two of them led to 7 seconds or less error in Phoenix, with D'Antoni on as the head coach and Nash as the MVP pound guard. And together again in Brooklyn, they attempted to hold similarly dominant offenses around Kevin Durant, James Harden, Kyrie Irving. But only after one season, D'Antoni has decided to leave Brooklyn. Nash thanked him for his former health. D'Antoni decided to leave Brooklyn. Nash thanked his former head coach in a statement released by the team on Wednesday. Coaches like D'Antoni are rarely even available for assistant positions. His contract with the Houston Rockets expired over the Orlando bubble, and both sides agreed to part ways. D'Antoni immediately began interviewing for head coaching positions for other teams and was seemingly considered a serious candidate with either the Indiana Pacers or the Philadelphia 76ers. Pacers went with first-time coach Nate Borkgren, though, and the 76ers pivoted after Doc Rivers surprisingly became available. So D'Antoni was left without a head coaching position this last week, joining Nash, and wow, a little big, yes, wow. So they're going to have fun. So are we. Okay. Let's keep going with a NFL rumor or NBA rumor. Ben Simmons, trade rumors. 76ers move likely to deal with Heat, Raptors, Wizards top landing spots. Please, notation. All right. Anyway. The 2021 NBA draft is just a day away, and while the focus will be on the 60 players who will hear their names called, trades around the league will also hold attention as every team tries to improve. I saw producer having fun, aren't we all? Mm-hmm. There's already been some rumors about what trades have been bubbling below the surface, which could potentially take place in the lead up to the draft or while it's all going down. One of them could be the trade of Philadelphia 76ers All-Star Gold guard Simone. Okay. Okay. I think I better end this little story here. I'm getting a little noxiously snoo. Okay, Rogers opens up about issues with the Packers. We'll bring you that story. Let's take you now to the Tokyo Medal Tracker and see how the top 10 have gone and done. Okay, we stop in Indonesia. All right, let's go to the medal tracker and see how we did again. China with 14 gold, 6 silver, 9 bronze for a total of 29, still on the top. The U.S. has 13 gold, 13 silver, 10 bronze for 36. Japan in third, 13, 4, 5, and 22 were all given, and 13 gold medals, 14 silver medals, 5 bronze medals for 22 little. The Russian Olympic Committee, 7 gold, 11 silver, 7 bronze, 25. Australia, 7, 2, 10, and 19. The Blushing Bride, etc. There you go. There we are. All right. Okay. Anyway. Damn. I need a little refreshing air here, so just keep that on for a little bit. Okay, that is the medal tracker, and good luck to all. They're going to need it. Okay, we got one more story, and boom. We go right straight for it. All throughout this offseason, Aaron Rodgers was unafraid to make his unhappiness with the Packers organization known in various ways, whether it was doing interviews at golf tournaments or going on completely conspicuously timed an altercation. All right. Whether it's doing interviews at golf tournaments or going on conspicuously timed vacations, Roger made clear that he was not happy with the way the organization handled its succession plans, nor with how relatively uninvolved he was in the decision-making progress when it came to adding talent around. On Wednesday, Rodgers had his first media availability of camp, and he began with a long, winding of answers that detailed exactly why he was so frustrated with Green Bay's front office, what he wanted out of this partnership with the organization, whether or not he'd consider retirement, and what he thinks will happen in the future. Well, Rodgers made clear that although his reported trade demand leaked on the day of the 2021 NFL draft, the rift between him and the front office did not begin on draft day. This wasn't a draft day thing, he said. It started with a conversation in February. I just expressed my desire to be involved in conversations directly affecting my job. Specifically, Rodgers wanted to be involved in free agent recruitment and also decisions about which wide receivers would make the roster, like other great quarterbacks have been afforded the opportunity to do so over the years. Don't blame them. Rodgers noted that Green Bay is not a vacation destination and that players come to this team to play with him. He also criticized the Packers' decision to cut wide receiver Jake Kumerow last offseason after Rodgers said he was the second best wide receiver during training camp. Okay, we're 34 past the hour. Actually, yes. We're on the about to be 35th minute of our program, and everything is smooth sailing. Okay. Let us go from one bit of sport to another. And we got the scores of the fun-filled fiesta we like to call soccer. and we do so right now. In the Champions League second round qualifying, it was Olympiacos 1, Nefci Bak 2-0. In total, Olympiacos 2-0. Sharif Tiraspol over Alkashert, or Alashkert 3-1. In total, Sharif wins at 4-0. CFR Klug over Lincoln Red Imps 2-0. In total, under aggregate, 4-1. Midtjylland beat Celtic 2-1. In total, Midtjylland wins 3-2. Galatasaray loses to Eindhoven 2-1. In aggregate, that's 7-2. Ludogorets Razgrad over Mura 3-1. Aggregate, that's the final score. 3-1. Young Boys beat up Slovan Bratislava 3-2. And that's the final score in aggregate. Red Star Belgrade over Karat 5-0. Total overall 6-2 Belgrade. Sparta Prague over Rapid Vienna 2-0. In total 3-2. Men's Olympic football Group A, Japan over France 4-0. Mexico over South Africa 3-0. In Group B, South Korea over Honduras 6-0. Romania and New Zealand ended in a 0-0 tie. Group C, Egypt over Australia 2-1. Spain and Argentina ended up in a 1-1 tie. Group D, Germany and Ivory Coast tied at 1. Brazil over Saudi Arabia 3-1. In the Lowland League, Dalbeattie Star over Cumbernauld Colts 3-1. Celtic B over the University of Stirling 5-1. Gretna 2008 over the Vale of Lithien 2-0. In Norway, it was Haugesund over Strømgodset 2-1. Lillestrøm over Sharpsborg 2-0. Stabæk over Mangelen 2-1. And Standfjord over Odd 3-2. All right, let's check out some media bites before we continue on. We have already reported on the Big 12 ESPN brouhaha. Let's keep going here. Well, looks like the Nationals Phillies postponed after multiple positive COVID-19 tests from Washington, including Now, while there haven't been as many sports postponements and cancellations over COVID-19 in 2021 as there were last year, there's still a bit of events altered by the pandemic. The latest is Wednesday night's Washington Nationals Philadelphia Phillies game, which the Athletics' Ken Rosenthal and ESPN's Jeff Pazan both reported were postponed due to COVID-19 tests with Washington, including star shortstop Trey Turner, who was pulled mid-game from the team game Tuesday after testing positive for COVID, which they did. Stunning. While this was only a regionally televised game on Mason for the Nationals, NBC Sports Philadelphia for the Phillies, rather than a nationally televised one, it's still notable to see it go down. Interestingly enough, this was also a Major League Baseball Network promotional night. Wow. It's also interesting the current plans to make this game up tonight or later today as part of a double dip. If that outbreak is as large as Pazan is suggesting, that may involve a lot of call-ups for the Nationals. We'll just have to wait and see. All right. Hey, another football league is coming to CBS and Paramount Plus. That's right. It's the Scottish Professional Football League. Well, CBS Sports continues to hoover up international soccer rights for their parent, Viacom CBS's Paramount Plus streaming service. On Wednesday, the company announced a new multi-year deal with the Scottish Professional League, which reportedly signed a long-term deal with ESPN a year ago, which was apparently much shorter than what we were told to believe at the time. Three notable pieces of information from the press release. Not every match will be included. Each club has the ability to stream matches to fans. Some matches will be cable exclusive on CBS Sports Network, and a weekly highlights show is also included. Here's the press release, quoting CBS Sports and In Front today announced a multi-year deal for CBS Sports and Paramount Plus become the exclusive United States home of the Scottish Professional Football League. CBS Sports will present at least 85 matches annually through 2024-2025 from the Kinch Premiership, the top division of the SPFL, as well as the second division championship and the Premier Sports Cup. Boy, this is going to be fun. Coverage begins Saturday, July 31st, with select matches throughout the deal, streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus, Viacom CBS's subscription streaming service, and others airing exclusively on CBS Sports Network. As part of the multi-platform deal, CBS Sports will feature every Old Firm match between Rangers and Celtic, as well as a weekly program with highlights from across the league. Schedule begins this Saturday. Rangers Livingston and Heart of Midlothian and Celtic, both on Paramount Plus. Sunday's match between Motherswell and Hibernian, and Mondays between Kilmarnock and Ayr United are also Paramount Plus games. But Dundee United and the Rangers the following Saturday morning will air on the CBS Sports Network. Now, the Scottish PFL alone isn't going to draw many eyeballs to Paramount Plus and the CBS soccer coverage. However, it further bolsters a portfolio that already includes the UEFA Champions, Europa, and Conference Leagues, Italy Series A, the NWSL, and the top leagues in both Brazil and Argentina. With the Premier League's American rights up for grabs starting with the 2022-2023 season, does CBS have enough cachet to be a strong contender to snatch those away from the folks at NBC? I have a feeling that answer is going to be C. Yes. All righty. The NBA is partnering with iHeartMedia to produce original daily podcasts and limited audio series. Of course, I have to be full disclosure. iHeartMedia happens to own Spreaker, which is where our podcast, Last Call Cafe, and Wrestle Anime Hut call home. Univision has done something rather fun and unique. What was it? We gonna tell you. Univision Televisa, MMA promotion Combate Global, formerly Combate Americas, has been drawing large audiences for years, especially on Univision. Well, that led Univision to sign a 5-year broadcasting deal with the promotion in March, and now they've taken an equity stake in Combate Global. More from a release. Combate Global and Univision Communications, soon to be Univision Televisa, the leading Spanish language media and content company in the U.S. today, announced that Univision has acquired a significant equity stake in the premier Hispanic mixed martial arts sports franchise. The agreement goes into effect immediately. The transaction formally aligns Combate Global's world-class talent and deep connection in the MMA community with Univision's promotional and production capabilities, positioning the fight organization for international expansion. Today's announcement comes on the heels of the company's recent 5-year media rights deal that features 30 live television events airing annually, a total of 150 events, many of which take place live from Univision Studios in Miami, Florida. Since teaming up in 2018, Univision and Combate Global have created an entirely new audience from MMA. Today, those content-hungry fans, combined with our dynamic athletes, represent the future of the sport. This announcement underscores Univision's commitment to expanding MMA, and we cannot be more excited to further strengthen our successful partnership with them, said Combate Global CEO Campbell McLaren. Of course, please remember that both Univision and Univision Televisa will be merging operations the end of this year, I do believe. So we keep going. Univision was already tied to Combat Global with that 5-year rights deal, but it's definitely notable to see them strengthening those ties with an equity investment. It's also bet that they can make the promotion even bigger than it currently is, and that's not just about live fights. The deal also includes a stake in Combat's Lahala Studios, and Univision will have first look rights at Combat created content. They're already working on non-scripted series, standalone properties. The deal will also see coverage and highlights featured across Televisa United Deportes networks, linear and digital channels. So this is going to be fun, dandy, and joyful. That's right. All righty. Before we go to that fun thing we love to call the final spin, I want to talk a little bit about what happened to Simone Biles. And while I agree with everyone else, it is brave. Everybody keeps forgetting, but today they're all reminding people that I think what happened to Simone Biles was, well, maybe a calling card of things to come. Now, while I hope she gets better and gets the help she needs to get her life and her health back in order, I am reminded of one incident, and everybody else reminded all of us of that incident. Long ago, that might have, made her have a sort of PTSD moment at the Olympics. That's right. When Simone Biles returned from her gold medal winning performances in the Rio Olympics, wow. What happened next was literally incredible. It was the trial of the century. The former USA Olympic gymnastics doctor, Larry Nassar, was charged with first-degree criminal sexual conduct in connection with 10 victims in 2 Michigan counties. However, there were others, over 600 others. In November, and we'll just read you this, and you'll see why I say Simone had a little, shall we say, flashback. The USA Gymnastics sex scandal relates to sexual abuse of female athletes, primarily minors at the time of the abuse, over 2 decades in the United States. Get that back up there so we can read briefly. Starting in the late 1990s. More than 368 people alleged that they were sexually assaulted by gym owners, coaches, and staff working for gymnastic programs across the country. Particularly longtime U.S. gymnastics national team doctor Larry Nassar was named in hundreds of lawsuits filed by athletes who said Nassar engaged in sexual abuse for at least 14 years under the pretense of providing medical treatment. Since the scandal was first reported by the Indianapolis Star in September 2016, more than 265 women in total, about over 600 women, including former USAG national members and most of their names: Jessica Howard, Jamie Dantz, Dancer, Morgan White, Jeanette Antolin, Michaela Maroney, Ali Raisman, Maggie Nichols, Gabby Douglas, Jordan Weber, Sabrina Vega, Ashton Locklear, Kyla Ross, Madison Kochian, Amanda Jeter, Tasha Stewart, Maddie Lawson, Bailey Key, Kendi Baker, Alyssa Brahman, Taryn Humphrey, and yes, Simone Biles have accused Nassar of sexually assaulting them. It is one of the largest sexual abuse scandals in sports history. On July 11, 2017, Nassar pled guilty to federal child porn charges when sentenced to 60 years in prison. On December 7, 2017, on November 22, 2017, he pled guilty in state court to 7 charges of first-degree sexual assault and entered another guilty plea. A week later, to 3 additional charges of sexual assault. On January 24, 2018, Nassar was sentenced to an additional 40 to 175 years in prison, set to run after Nassar serves the 60-year federal prison sentence for child porn. On February 5th, 2018, Nassar received another 40 to 125 years. As of 2019, he is incarcerated at the United States Penitentiary in Coleman. An investigation by the Indianapolis Star over a period of 9 months found that the abuses were widespread because, quote, predatory coaches were allowed to move from gym to gym undetected by a lax system of oversight or dangerously passed on by U.S. Gymnastics certified gyms. USAG and Michigan State University, where Nassar worked as its osteopathic physician, were accused of enabling Nassar's abuse and were named as defendants in civil lawsuits that former gymnasts have filed against Nassar. Besides Nassar, other coaches were involved in scandals in Michigan, Pennsylvania, California, Rhode Island, Indiana, and elsewhere. On May 16, 2018, it was announced that the victims would be awarded the Arthur Ashe Courage Award. On December 13th that year, the NCAA awarded Nichols, the first person to have reported Nassar, though not the first to go public, the Inspiration Award for 2019. There's a whole lot we can read here, but time does not allow us that. But if you want to know personally my opinion, what I think made Simone Biles have that little PTSD moment that caused her to remove herself from both the team competition and the individuals. It was not just only the stress put on her by, well, to be precise and blunt, all of us who wanted to see her go for that gold, but also I think what it was when she entered that gym, that Coliseum, or the place where the gymnastics competition was to take place, that triggered something inside her, and she couldn't control it. She knew she had to get out. The residue from that trial remained with her. And then when she got to that gymnasium, that, I guess, Coliseum, where they were holding the gymnastics tournament, the Olympic gymnastic contest, I just have this feeling that that's what triggered what happened. She was having some bad memories of Larry Nassar, what happened to her and others. And she had to get out. Now, I applaud her for the way she handled things, and I hope she does get help, and I hope that help will come quickly, and it'll take time. And I know this is going to make everybody want to, report me on YouTube to probably shut my channel down. But I will say this. There are injuries in the sport, yes. Injuries that will go with you for a long time, even when you're out of the sport. But when it's mental, you got no choice. I don't think you're going to see Simone Biles back in the Olympics anytime soon. The stress is too much. And what happened to her and the others at the hands of this creep, Larry Nassar, should have been prevented. It should have been stopped. And I applaud her. I applaud her. And I hope, again, she gets the help that she needs and that she will come back stronger and a little wiser. And the ghost of the past will finally be dead and buried. Anyway, there you go on that department. We got about 6 minutes left on the show, and we usually end it with thank you, boys. We usually end it the only way we know how. And by the way, we are 4 minutes away from being on an actual hour, which is not bad. Yesterday, we were only on for about 28 minutes before everything cut out. But this time, I'm happy to say everything's working well. I'm glad, knock on wood. Okay, let us get to the moment, the point that we are here for, and that is let us do the final World of Sports Scores. That's right, World of Sports Scores, folks. And then we're going to say our goodnights to you, and then it is off to snooze land. Land that we love. Okay, have we done the... yes, we have. Okay, thank you very much. The soccer qualifications. Let's go for the Olympics. The soccer action in the Olympic Games. Germany and the Ivory Coast ended up in a 1-1 tie. Brazil over Saudi Arabia 3-1. New Zealand and Romania, goose eggs. South Korea beat Honduras 6-0. Egypt over Australia 2-0. Argentina and Spain tied at 1. Japan over France 4-0. Mexico over South Africa 3-0. In basketball, in the World Olympic Games, at a game that slam danced Iran 120-66. Australia came back to whip Italy 86-83, and France beat the Czech Republic 97-77. In the women's basketball, it was Canada over South Korea 74-53. In the championships, USA, as you know, won gold. Russia 18-15. And I do believe, do we have any other baseball to report on? Nope. So we are officially done. That's right. Okay, that is going to wrap it up for us. We have done the impossible. But before we go, I want to say a big thank you to a good friend of mine. I tried to do this yesterday, but we were cut off. So tonight I make amends. There's a great poem on Beth McLeod's Facebook page. I'm not going to read it all, but I just want to say this. Thank you for being a great friend. I'm going to miss you like everyone else is. And don't worry, I'm still going to surprise you now and then with some crazy artwork. I have yet begun to create for you, my dear. You deserve a whole lot of happiness. I want to wish you luck, success, and good health in your next journey. And much love. We have been friends for a long time, and it's one friendship I plan to keep for a lifetime. You are truly one of the best. I thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I will always call my show Sports Final, coming from the Fred McLeod Sports Desk. Why? Because why not? It's my tribute. and I know you like it. It's my way of respect and honor. And anytime I do weather, which will probably be in September, I'll add the weather report to this. I will have it from the Beth McLeod Weather Center in your honor as well. Somewhere up there, Fred is smiling because he knows, like I do, that phrase that has always been within all of us: always go out on top. And with the Emmys you've won, you truly deserve to go out on top. Thank you, everybody, for watching. This has been a Mystifying Creativity presentation in association with the L2C Media Network and L2C Sports. We'll see you all tomorrow. For Harry and for the rest of the crew, Steve Baxley, I am the Baxman. Cuckoo Cuckoo. Good night, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for caring, everybody. We love you. Good night.